Own the Road with Kelly and Bob is brought to you by Mueller Metal Roofs and Buildings. Made in America, made to last. Coming up on this episode...
Hi, we're Kelly
and Bob Phillips, and we're on the perpetual road trip of America's Backroad,
where the journey is always the destination. Hi, and thanks for joining us for this episode of Own the Road with Kelly and Bob. I'm Kelly Phillips.
And I'm Bob Phillips. Let's face it, Kelly, most of us like to eat.
Most of us?
Well, you know yourself, there are people who don't get all that excited over food. My own brother is like that. To him, it's just something that he has to do to keep him going.
Mm-hmm.
I, on the other hand, celebrate food. And I celebrate it way too much. I love good food.
Yeah, you and me both. And that's just one of the perks and downfalls of this job, if you really want to call it a job. We travel the back roads and, well, we have to eat, so we can usually find some little hole-in-the-wall diner or cafe where the food is to die for.
Yep, and we find them in some pretty unusual places, too. Like the one we found at a tiny airport in Arkansas.
I was born in Pastoria, where I'm living now, right across the road from where I'm living now. I was born right there. Okay, and they had a thing called 40 Acres and a Mule. I stayed there until I was about 13 or 14.
Bertie Monson started life just outside a tiny town in Arkansas. But before she could really put down roots there, she moved to Chicago. It was a world away and about as opposite from growing up in the state of the Ozarks as it can get. Bertie worked in the food industry, but after more than 50 years of life in Chicago, she decided it was time to come back home to Arkansas.
Folks around here think it's the best move she's ever made.
How long have you been here now? How long have you had this?
I think I've been here about at least 9 years. Maybe more than that. This is what?
24.
This is what? Oh, no, I've been here. I might have been here about 12, 13 years.
It's my understanding that people fly in just to have your food.
They do sometimes, they do.
Welcome to Grider Field Restaurant, one of the most unusual eating establishments we've ever run across. It's not just the restaurant itself, but where it's located. Grider Field is the regional airport in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, a small landing strip that has no commercial flights, but hosts quite a few private and company planes. And a good part of the airport's terminal building is occupied by this little cafe, where you can get some of the best home cooking you've ever had. In fact, it's so good that lots of folks fly into Grider Field just to eat here.
Where do your recipes come from?
You know what? My mother was an excellent cook. So I learned that from her. And then, as I said, I ran a restaurant in Chicago. So I was good for cooking at home.
So this is like what you would cook at home?
Yep, just like.
And what do they have on the menu at Bertie's?
Oh my God, soul food. We have fried chicken every day.
Every day?
We have baked chicken 4 days a week. And we have smothered chicken 1 day a week. We got pork chops. We do that 2 days a week. We take neck bones. We do that 1 day a week. I do gumbo. And I don't put the seafood in it because a lot of people, first thing they do is in the shrimp in it and all. So I just use chicken and different vegetables and sausages. I use different kinds of sausage in it.
Who are your customers?
Everybody, all through Powder. You see, I got as many white as I do blacks. Everybody comes.
Why do you think they come here?
Well, I guess it's because of the flavor of the food and then the personality of the people.
You're not exactly on the beaten path, are you?
Not only
You gotta find this.
Right.
You gotta be coming here to come here.
Locals and visitors alike all seem to find this place, even though it's down a back road and pretty much off the beaten path. Truth is, there's more business here than Bertia ever planned to have. On the day we visited, she turned 87 years young.
But even when Bertia finally decides to go home and put her feet up, this place will go on because of her family and a great kitchen staff, including a daughter that likes nothing more than to hear her mom's stories.
She's been leading the charge for a long time.
She's the family matriarch.
She's the family matriarch. And she doesn't hold back if she has something to say. So, she is not speechless on any subject.
I didn't know mothers were any other way from that.
She can remember. She can remember really well of things that happened in the past.
That's important to you, isn't it, to hear those stories about your mom and the way things used to be, and how she grew up.
How she grew up.
But so many people want to forget history or rewrite it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to do that.
No. I want to remember the things that she took as important in her life during that time, because life is so different now with everything that's going on and how the fast pace, the culture changes, and so but I know she sees it, because she watches the news to keep up with what's going on, and so she just says, boy, it wasn't like that when I was growing up.
Grider Field Restaurant has been visited by the likes of Morgan Freeman, Michelle Obama, several governors, and an astronaut or two. But to Bertia and the staff here, they're all just people. Hungry people who come here for a good meal and fellowship with good people.
What's the best thing that you got on the menu today?
Yeah, I like the fried chicken. The neck bones are good, too. A lot of folks like the neck bones.
This is my muffin man right here.
You're the muffin man.
Yes,
Tell me about
sir.
those beautiful muffins right here.
Yes, sir. The muffin man all day long.
What's in those?
I can't tell you what's in it, but love is in it.
Why'd you come out here to this restaurant?
The food is excellent. The service is wonderful. The people are super nice. I enjoy it. You won't get this kind of food anywhere. It's a southern cooking. It's excellent food.
Is there any particular thing that you came for that's on the menu today? It's Wednesday.
Chicken. I like the fried chicken. I like the fried fish. All the vegetables are good. This is the best kept secret in Pine Bluff. Not anymore.
We're not going to tell a soul.
Don't tell anybody.
Bob, are you a biscuit or a dinner roll type person?
Yes.
So you like them both?
Worse, I like them all. I'm especially fond of yeast rolls, like the ones they served in elementary school when I was growing up. Mm-hmm. But you can't beat a good old biscuit, especially if I can stir up some butter and honey to go on it.
Well, this next story from South Carolina is about a woman who grew up with biscuits at every meal. Then she noticed they were disappearing from people's plates and kitchens.
So she decided to bring back the biscuit.
The The historic district of downtown Charleston, South Carolina, a well-known foodie's paradise with places like Church and Union, where the Moroccan meatballs are legendary.
Ansem, where people stand in line for the smoked tomato scallops. And over there on King Street, you'll find Callie's Hot Little Biscuit, where you can get your choice of, well, biscuits. Just biscuits.
We started a business with one flavor, and it was a very regional product that most people don't know anything about. No vegetarian option, nothing, just a country ham biscuit.
Carrie Morey is the founder of Callie's Hot Little Biscuit. Callie is her mom.
Where did the recipes come from?
Well, almost all of them are my mom's. We have taken the base recipe and made variations along the last 19 years, but we started with the country ham biscuit.
You may need to describe the country ham biscuit.
So it's a little different, but in the South, country ham is a ham that's cured in salt, and it is incredibly savory. And so my mother made these biscuits that were sharp cheddar biscuits, and she split them down the middle. She whipped Dijon mustard butter together. And so that kind of cuts the super savory part of the country ham and just makes this perfect marriage of country ham and Dijon mustard butter and cheesy biscuit. And the ham was chopped, because when you take a bite out of a biscuit with a slice of ham, the whole piece of ham comes out. And so we always tell our front people, educating people on our biscuits, make sure you tell them it's chopped ham for a reason, not because we're giving you the end of the bottom of the barrel, but because we want you to have bites of ham in every bite, so you're not standing there with a piece of ham hanging out of your mouth and a biscuit with no ham.
And you give me 2 of those, and I've got a meal.
Yeah,
right there.
I mean, they are so distinctively different, but yet very comforting in all things Southern. At every party growing up that I've ever gone to, and any Southerner would be able to relate to a ham biscuit, specifically a country ham biscuit.
Besides biscuits, one thing Callie's Hot Little Biscuit has is an ambiance all its own. This store on King Street was built from an alley that ran between 2 other structures, old historic Charleston storefronts.
With walkway between them, until that walkway was closed up and became a long, narrow spot that's just perfect for making and serving biscuits.
But an old alley, 8 feet wide by 80 feet long, stand-up grown bar. The whole concept is fashioned around when I lived in New York for 3 years, and all the little bodegas that were, half the size of this, and you shuffle in and get the best breakfast sandwich you've ever had and a great cup of coffee, and that's what it was meant to be. It was meant to be a way for me to communicate my love of biscuits, to spread the word about Callie's brand, for people to come in and kind of be bunched up together and hunker down on a really good breakfast sandwich and then go, and they're off on their day. So,
What do you want people to take away whenever they come in here and have one of your biscuits?
well, I hope that they say this is the best biscuit I've ever had. I hope that it's this experience that when they leave, they are still wanting more.
Now, just because the main thing they sell here is biscuits, don't think they only have one kind of biscuit.
There are lots of choices, and Carrie and her staff are always coming up with new ideas.
The world is our oyster, so we have all kinds of biscuits, but sweet and savory. The base is a buttermilk biscuit, and then we add everything from, herbs to sweet things like sugar, and my favorite recent is our creamsicle biscuit, which is orange juice and orange zest and vanilla and sugar. But, the base, the core is, the buttermilk, the country ham biscuit, the cheese and chive, the sharp cheddar, cinnamon with whipped cinnamon butter in the center. That's actually how the creamsicle biscuit came about. I had an employee in our Charlotte store. He said, my grandmother used to make this creamsicle biscuit. And I said, wait, stop. Tell me everything about it. I need to understand. And he's like, yeah, she just put some orange juice in. Because, I always say when I'm giving a biscuit class, it's flour, fat, and liquid, and love. That's the components of a perfect biscuit. It can be any fat, and the liquid can be anything. It can be water, it can be goat's milk, it can be orange juice, it can be Coca-Cola, it can be anything. I'm really a purist, and I say that knowing that my favorite is the creamsicle. So I'd say that's the strangest.
That's your favorite, the creamsicle?
I would say it is my favorite non-traditional. It's delicious. But I,
More of a
think about,
dessert biscuit?
Yeah,
Or-
more of a dessert biscuit.
Certainly
and
not savory.
It took me back to my childhood thinking about getting the push-up pops from the
ice cream
ice cream truck.
Yeah.
And that is such a nostalgic flavor. So this is Christina, and she is making biscuits today. What are you making, Christina?
I'm making a shortcake biscuit.
So she's making your shortcake biscuit, which is a little different from our buttermilk. It is made with whole milk, sugar, vanilla, double butter, because that's what makes the shortcake short. And you probably need me to give you a little bit of milk, huh?
Yes, that'd be great.
While you're here,
You just knew that by looking at it.
Yeah, because we like biscuits that have wetty, tacky, sticky dough. We don't want a dry dough. And so I'm going to just tell her scrape from the sides and the bottom and lift up that dry flour to kind of incorporate it all into the center in a ball with the milk. So you can tell just by adding that liquid that it's already much better. And so I would just say, Christina, scrape off the sides, go underneath the bottom, and just pull it all together and don't over mix it. But this is the best dough because it's like cake batter.
You're just eating biscuit dough by itself.
I'm not gonna make you eat from my fingers, but you really ought to taste it because it's really good.
Cake batter.
Yeah, it's like cake. It's like if a biscuit and a pound cake had a baby.
Almost 20 years ago, Carrie Morey started making and selling biscuits in Charleston because she grew up having them at every meal and noticed that tradition seemed to be dying.
she wanted a job where she could make her own schedule so she could raise her family. And she wanted to pass down some of those family meal traditions she grew up with to younger generations.
It all came together in the form of an unusual food spot that is now an important part of the South Carolina culinary scene and an important part of people's lives who want to start their day with a hot little biscuit.
You know, I'm just a simple home cook who was graced with learning how to make biscuits and grew up with my family's biscuits, and I don't know that it is a culinary expertise that I have. I just have a passion and a love for what I know, which is I know Southern food and I know biscuits. By now I really know biscuits.
So Kelly, there's a diner in Kenosha, Wisconsin that has served people for 100+ years. It's one of those iconic looking diners because there used to be a company in New Jersey that built these places, then shipped them to all over America by rail.
This one has survived all these years and has thrived. People in Kenosha, as well as visitors, love this little diner, and for good reason. Not only is the food out of this world and very different, the service is great. The atmosphere, though, is what makes it a spot where you want to be.
And when the former owner wanted to retire, well, some customers bought it just to keep it open. They say there are 100,000 people living in Kenosha, Wisconsin, but we swear we couldn't find them. The place has that small-town lakeside living feel that contradicts the industry that is hidden here and there, along with all those people, we suppose.
Kevin Irwin, who along with his wife, Julie Rittmiller, owns Frank's Diner in downtown Kenosha, moved here years ago.
Tell us about Kenosha itself, because you're not originally from here.
No, I'm from Chicago.
What kind of town is this?
It's a great town. So it always had a history of industry. A lot of businesses that grew out of the auto industry here. You had the Brass Works, you had the Mac White Wire, Snap-on Tools is still here. Jockey, we're the home of Jockey. Jockey is still here. But so it always had an industrial presence. Beautiful walk along the harbor. And the city's kind of reinvented itself over the years. They've done a great job, the city leaders over the years. And it's just a nice little 110,000 maybe who live around Kenosha in the area. It's a bigger town, but still has that real small town feel.
And you're sitting right on Lake Michigan.
We're on Lake Michigan. We have this beautiful asset of the lake. We got about 2 or 3 really great beaches down there that people come from Illinois all the time and visit. And yeah, it's fantastic.
But the small town feel and beautiful lakeside location isn't the real purpose of our visit. It's that diner that Kevin and his wife own that brought us here.
Frank's Diner, a piece of Kenosha history.
Me and my wife were regulars at first. We just started coming here. We moved to Kenosha in about 2003, and in about 2005 or so, we discovered Frank's and started coming once in a while on a Saturday, once in a while on a Sunday. Then it became every Saturday. Then after a while, it became every Saturday and Sunday. And as we did this, we started to become, friends with the owners at the time, and more we used to have a line that lined this back wall. So when you were waiting for a booth or a table, you were in this line, and we'd be in the line, and someone would yell, "Hey, table 5 needs coffee," and my wife would go, "Oh, I got it," and she'd grab a coffee pot, pour.
You were customers.
We were customers.
But she started working in here.
Well, yeah, we just started helping out. I'd be in line waiting, and I'd see a table that needed bussing, and they were busy, so I'd just grab a tub and bus. And a couple times girls would say, "Hey, I'm running low on eggs. Can you run to the grocery store real quick?" And I said, "Sure." Run. So little by little, we'd just start helping out, doing little things here for them. And over the years, we became really good friends. And they wanted to move on at one point. And they started asking us, "Do you want to buy the diner?" I'm like, "You're crazy. I don't want to buy this diner. I love it, but I don't want to run it.
I don't want to own it.
I don't want to own it, no." And sure enough, after a bunch of bottles of wine and a couple meetings, we bought this diner. So, yeah.
So now you're owning it.
Yeah.
And you haven't missed a beat, it looks like.
No. In fact, it's gotten busier over the years. A little, like what you want in a business, a little steady growth every year.
Frank's has been here in downtown Kenosha for a long time. Almost 100 years. And if you think a diner is a diner is a diner, well, think again. Or go somewhere like New York, where they are on every corner, and you'll quickly change your mind.
There's good, not so good, and, well, you get the idea. Better yet, just skip the whole New York experience and come here to Frank's. It's easily on our top 10 diners in America list, and we've been to a lot of diners. Frank's customers seem to agree.
How often do you come in here?
At least like every other week.
Why do you come here?
Much like the food with the garbage plates.
What do you got this time? What'd you get?
I got cinnamon swirl French toast and a full garbage plate with sausage, bacon, spam, and green peppers.
So what is Frank's known for?
First and foremost, it's known for our scratch cooking. Everything's made to order.
Nothing's sitting under a warming light.
Nothing's under a warming light.
Pardon me if I'm wrong on this, but I asked this guy right here what he ordered, and I thought he said something about garbage.
Yeah, garbage plate. That's our #1 seller.
The garbage plate. A tongue-in-cheek name if ever there was one. This masterpiece of morning cuisine is anything but garbage.
Our garbage plate is hash browns, 3 or 5 eggs, green pepper and onion. Then you can add up to 6 meats or 6 cheeses, and it comes with our homemade toast if you want, and then we'll throw jalapenos in there if you like them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So it's all of that in one.
Yeah, if you get all the
together.
6 meats and 6 cheeses, it weighs about 7 pounds.
And do people finish it?
So we have this thing called the Red Man Challenge. The Red Men used to be the name of the Carthage College team here. Our challenge is a full garbage plate with all the meats, all the cheeses, the jalapenos, a tall stack of pancakes, and our pancakes are each the size of a dinner plate and about maybe half an inch thick.
And did we mention that Frank's Diner is a piece of Kenosha history? So get this, the diner, one of those quaint and cozy little places that looks like it belongs in a Norman Rockwell painting, was built in New Jersey. which is practically the other side of the world from anywhere in Wisconsin.
Then it was shipped here on train tracks and plopped down right here where it's still standing. That was in 1925.
And a lot of people think it came like on the train tracks, like it had wheels on it, was a train car. That's not true. For years we thought it, myself included, until doing some research online, I found a picture of not this diner, but this style of diner from the company. And what they did was they placed it on top of a flat car bed, and then they shipped it. Once it got to its destination, they did put temporary wheels on it to bring it to its location and then drop it.
So they had to bring it from the train tracks
They had to bring
here.
it to the train tracks by horses, because this was 1925 now. By the time it was built and shipped, it was 1925. They took the wheels off and dropped it here, and it's sat in this spot since 1925.
But that's not the end of this little diner's journey. Keep in mind that this was in a different time, and back then, the rules were not the same for everyone.
The city of Kenosha wouldn't let him open for a year because they felt there were too many Greeks who owned restaurants in Kenosha. So they made the poor guy wait a year.
That was a thing back
That was
then?
a thing.
You're a Greek?
You were a
and we
Greek.
had too many of you?
You were trouble.
Frank's Diner is a little piece of heaven. A visitor from the past that took up residency here on the banks of Lake Michigan 100 years ago and, well, so far, seems to have all intentions of sticking around.
It's been passed down through the generations, and now it could be time for someone new to watch over this American treasure.
How does it make you feel to have people from all over seek this place out?
It's pretty cool. It is a good feeling, and that's one of the reasons we do love owning it. It is hard work. It is crazy sometimes, stressful at times.
So how long do you think you and Julie will keep this up?
Oh my gosh, we've been at it now, it'll be 14 years in December. I think we're getting to the end. We've always considered ourselves the caretakers. We're just holding on to it for the next person to take it over and keep it going.
This last story this week takes us to a place south of Nashville, Tennessee, to the town of Bell Buckle.
This is one of those places that when you visit, you find yourself asking, could I live here? For the record, we decided we could, and it's still on our list. That's not just because we like the town, but we like what we found there.
Fried pies. I'm a sucker for fried pies, all kinds of fried pies. But these aren't the kind that are made by some machine hundreds at a time, then delivered to local stores. These are one-of-a-kind, made-to-order fried pies made by none other than Mama Phillips, no relation, the matriarch of Bell Buckle, Tennessee. Bell Buckle, a quaint town of about 500 or so people, nestled among the hills, farms, and horse country of Tennessee. This scenic place is located pretty much in the middle of the state and looks somewhat reminiscent of a movie set you might see in a film from the 1950s.
Several times a day, trains speed through this beautiful burg, just a few yards from the downtown area. But that's been going on so long that folks here hardly notice.
Here comes the train. I told you get to hear it.
A train town. And how many times does this train come blowing through here?
Monday through Friday, about 20 a day, and on the weekends, about 5 a day.
Do people in Bell Buckle even notice that sound anymore?
Unless you're outside talking on a cell phone, probably not.
Billy Phillips, no relation that we know of, grew up in Bell Buckle and says those trains created this town and almost killed this town.
But today, it's a bustling community that attracts visitors from all over the country.
I mean, this is like the quintessential day trip from Huntsville, Alabama, hour and a half, Chattanooga, hour and a half, Nashville, 1 hour. So we're sitting in the middle of 3 very large markets. But we get people from the East Coast, West Coast. My mother was pregnant with me when she bought the store around front. That's our antique store. It's called Phillips General Store Antiques. And she bought it that January. I was born in that February. So I have literally been through the whole incarnation of Bell Buckle having tumbleweeds roll down the street to a bustling, vibrant community.
The main drag here in Bell Buckle features a row of beautiful structures built in the style of mid to late 1800s architecture, Edwardian and Victorian. And just around the corner on Webb Street, you'll find Bluebird Antiques and Ice Cream Parlor, a place that routinely brings visitors not just from all over the country, but from all over the world.
But the antiques and ice cream aren't the only things that draw people to this place. It's Billy Phillips' mother and her special skills with an iron skillet.
Why iron skillet?
Just because it holds the heat temperature better.
And that changes everything, right?
That changes the beauty of the pie. If you get it too hot, you burn it, or if you get it too hot, it doesn't cook the inside and burns the outside.
So an iron skillet.
Iron skillet, okay, got it.
Is what you need.
That lady there, standing over the iron skillet, that's Billy's mother. Does pretty much everybody call you Mama?
Yes, they do. I'm Mama Phillips.
How did Mama become Mama to everyone?
Sadly, I think I did it.
She did blame it on you.
Yes, I shared her in social media, Facebook. You put a picture of a sweet little old lady carrying out a tray of fried pies, it's hard to turn down. Because in the world we live in, and you guys know this as much as anybody, there is so much negativity, there is so many uglinesses in the world. And when you see somebody who is kind and is sweet, that's making a homemade product and shares it with the world, it's pretty amazing.
And why is 89-year-old Mama Phillips on her feet standing over a hot skillet?
Well, if ever there was a good reason for that, this is it. Fried pies. Mama Phillips's fried pies.
Mama Phillips is known for her fried pies.
Now, where did you get this recipe for fried pies?
From my mother and my daddy. They both cooked. Daddy cooked for the railroad. So I learned from the best.
My mother was taught how to make fried pies by my grandfather at the age of 9. Now she's about to turn 89, so 80 years worth of experience. And one of the things I hear most frequently, which I think is the greatest compliment you can ever have, when people say, these are as good as my mother's or as good as my grandmother's, but even almost on a daily basis, we hear they're even better. And there's no greater compliment than somebody said something's better than their mother's or their grandmother's.
Mama Phillips says that recipe she inherited from her parents isn't even written down. It lives in her head. But she was willing to show us how to properly prepare a pie.
So first of all, you start with a piece of dough, and you want to make it into a little circle like this. You roll it out. This is your filling, which happens to be blueberry filling.
Uh-oh.
You want a good amount, not too much that would overrun the pie, but you have to learn how much to actually use.
Now you got a Miss Blueberry standing next to you.
Yes.
I had a feeling when you said, uh-oh, somebody liked it. Then you take your pastry brush and you go around the edge. Now the reason for this is that it's going to seal the pie so the filling will not come running out here and make a mess in your skillet. So you fold it over, push it down, take your sophisticated cutter here, which
looks like the top of something.
Gee, you're smart.
Is this
Yes.
a top to a pot?
It is minus its
little handle.
Little knob.
Throw nothing away. Now you put it down, makes a beautiful little
And you have
pie.
a perfect pie.
You carefully pick it up and bring it over to your skillet.
And now it's happily just sitting there
It's
cooking in that oil.
It's cooking, Now look at that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's more than beautiful. Look at that.
That is a perfect
That's
pie.
a painting.
And what I like the most is when you put the filling in, you're not just getting a whole bunch of gel, you're getting the berries, you're getting the apples.
That is correct.
Billy Phillips says his mama, who as it turns out seems to be the mama to everyone that walks through the door at Bluebird Antiques and Ice Cream Parlor, stands there cooking almost every day of the year because she doesn't want anyone to go without one of her fried pies.
But it didn't take long for us to realize that while her pies are indeed yummy, it's not the apples or the peaches or the blueberries or lemon filling that makes them so good. It's what Mama Phillips calls her special ingredient.
So you put a lot of love into this too.
A lot of love.
That's what makes it taste
That
good.
is a special ingredient.
Well, that's it for this special edition of On the Road with Kelly and Bob. We hope you're enjoying this special series of theme shows.
Next week, we'll get our kicks on Route 66, just in time for the historic route's 100th birthday. Don't forget, you can listen to On the Road with Kelly and Bob wherever you get your podcast, or just download that free Odyssey app. Listen anytime, anywhere.